I strongly believe that experiencing loneliness has very little to do with the number of people around us, or whether we are on a remote farm or in a crowded city center. Good morning, this is Liz. I'm a cottagecore style digital nomad traveling Europe. And in case you're new here and are wondering why I'm living in a 17th century prison cell, I'll link a video that explains it. Today, we are exploring the Bavarian countryside on a beautiful, cold and quiet winter day, and I would love to chat with you about loneliness and whether I am lonely as a digital nomad. Are you ready? Some of you have been asking me in the comments whether I am traveling by myself or if there's someone with me. Someday I might have a camera crew with me, but for the moment I'm traveling by myself. As a digital nomad, I don't stay in one place for too long, and I love staying in the countryside and in small towns and villages. You see me driving by myself, hiking by myself, foraging in the forest by myself, eating by myself, and going to sleep by myself in very remote countryside locations. So, of course, that begs the question, isn't that a very lonely lifestyle? We often associate loneliness with being alone, with not having other people around us. So that would mean people living in big cities can never be lonely. I still remember waking up on the first morning of my semester abroad on the other side of the globe. I was excited for this new chapter of my life, of course, and yet a city of 1 million people, but not one familiar face in the crowd. I often think that we can be particularly lonely if there are many other people around us. If we are by ourselves, it is a natural given that there is nobody to talk to. It's nobody's fault, it's just the way it is. But if there are so many people around us and we still feel lonely, it can often give us a feeling of alienation, of isolation, a feeling that it might be our own fault that there are so many people and yet we fail to connect to them. I strongly believe that experiencing loneliness has very little to do with the number of people around us, or whether we are on a remote farm or in a crowded city center. We are all different. Some of us need people around us to feel happy and fulfilled. Some of us can't really enjoy any experience if there's no one to share it with. And for some of us, being by ourselves is their natural state of being. And there's everything in between. For me personally, being alone simply doesn't equal being lonely. I am perfectly at peace when I'm by myself. But I strongly believe that being able to be comfortable by ourselves does not simply mean we don't need others. I believe that it is so much easier to be comfortable by ourselves if we know that there is someone whom we love and who loves us, someone we know we can rely on, someone we enjoy spending time with. I believe the difference between being alone and being lonely is having a safe haven we can return to whenever we feel like recharging our social batteries. I have the most loving family and the best of friends. Of course, that makes it easy to venture out on my own, because I know that, in fact, I am not on my own. Of course, not everyone is lucky enough to feel loved and to be able to rely on someone. Maybe you have been disappointed or feel as if there is no one you can trust. I still believe you can be comfortable by yourself without feeling lonely. I believe the most important part in overcoming loneliness is to be a good friend to yourself. To treat yourself the way you would treat a friend, with the same kindness and warmth and understanding. To learn to be comfortable in your own company. To learn to be comfortable listening to your own thoughts. To learn not to tie your self-worth to the judgment of others and to trust your own judgment and your own skills instead. To reevaluate what society might have told you about being popular or unpopular. To understand that having nobody around you at this point is not a bad thing. It's merely a situation that doesn't require any kind of judgment or assessment from anyone. In the end, I believe that traveling by myself and being alone has helped me grow as a person in multiple areas. Not only has it made me more independent and gave me a lot of confidence in my own skills, it has actually even made me more social. That might sound surprising, but spending a lot of time by myself has made me appreciate time with my family and friends even more than before. You will never see me on my phone while having coffee or dinner with a friend. You will never see me being there physically, but being somewhere entirely different in my head. I might be by myself most of the time, but when I'm with others, I'll let myself be completely present in the moment and enjoy this time to the fullest. curious, when do you feel lonely and how do you overcome this feeling? Let us know in the comments.